Hello, my friends, and welcome to yet another episode of Daily Dose of Stupid. This time around, we've got an amalgamation of stuff from a bunch of different videos, with the end of the video mostly culminating around people talking about bizarre Lineage, because yeah, that was a pretty big one as of recently. Anyways, we're starting off with a real oldie, something from ages ago that apparently I'm still getting comments on, and it's a little bit hilarious, and that's Notoriety. Yeah, somehow that's still a video that people are commenting on. For those who may have missed the whole Notoriety saga, a long time ago, I made a fairly popular video talking about this game called Notoriety, which was effectively a one-to-one rip of Payday 2. The game was then taken down by the studios behind Payday 2, and much later on, it was reinstated as an officially licensed game, still being owned by the people who originally made it, but now with a deal being struck with the original creators. So effectively, probably the best ending we could have possibly gotten on that front. I don't think that it could have gone better for any parties. That said, there's people like this who left a comment who says, "Womp womp, clowns couldn't get this banned," and 2 laughing emojis. So I have no way of knowing, and I never will know, if my video played a factor into taking Notoriety down. I think that it likely did, but I'll never know. But who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him that that's literally exactly what happened? Like, why are you going onto this multi-year-old video and leaving a stupid comment like this while having no idea of what actually went on with the game? Or, you know, the fact that it, like, literally says that it's officially licensed now on its own game page, so you'd think maybe you could put 2 and 2 together in how the video that you're watching is me talking about how it's directly stolen, and the game itself tells you that it's licensed by the people who made Payday 2? So maybe, just maybe, something transpired between the multi-years ago before this video was made and the game now. No, I guess not. Damn it, guys, we tried our best, just couldn't get the game banned. Fuck. Anyways, the next couple of comments that we have are in regards to my Delta Ring video, which, for those who missed it and may not have seen it, I did a video where I was talking about a game called Delta Ring 2, which is effectively just Halo. It's Halo on Roblox. And when I went to originally go play it, I accidentally played the first game, Delta Ring 1. And while I was playing that, I was actually really impressed. It abided by all of Microsoft's guidelines in terms of like what a fan game can be and stuff like that, and I thought it was really cool. And then I realized that it wasn't the correct game, so I took a look at Delta Ring 2 and learned that the people behind the game had decided to basically throw everything into the toilet and try to pretend that their game wasn't Halo while it was still obviously Halo. So they went through and they like changed a couple names on things, took out the original soundtrack and whatnot from Halo, and probably the most notable, they made it so that way the announcer sounded like I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that.
Marksman, quick reaction. Marksman, Guardian, Sentinel, Domination, Marksman, Perfect, quick reaction, Clutch.
Anyways, the point is that as a very long time Halo fan, when I see comments like this, I can't help but laugh. Buddy, you completely missed with the video. Game is absolutely fun, addicting, and a great option for Halo lovers. You just sound like a sourpuss. Okay, let's just be totally real with all of ourselves here. No Halo lovers are playing this game. None of them. Because actual people who love Halo are playing Halo. They don't need to go play a knockoff version of Halo on Roblox. They'll just go play the actual thing. Right now, you can go onto Steam or you can go onto the Xbox store, and I'm pretty sure some of the stuff is even coming to PlayStation now, which blows my mind. But regardless, you can go onto basically any of the current gaming storefronts and buy the Master Chief Collection and get all of the original Halo games, including all intact multiplayer and all of the campaigns. You can go actually play real Halo, which I can assure you blows fake Halo out of the water. So no, Halo lovers are not playing this game. I'm a Halo lover. I'm not playing this shit, because if I wanted to go play Halo, I would just play Halo, which I own and can play literally right now. And not to try to sound like too much of a gatekeeper or anything crazy like that, but I think the really funny thing is that Delta Ring 1 abides far more to a lot of the more classic Halo tropes than Delta Ring 2 ever did, with introductions of things like sprint, for example, a mechanic that I and many other players agree that Halo just kind of sort of doesn't need, and in a lot of ways degrades the gameplay loop. But either way, also on the topic of Halo lovers and people who didn't watch the video, I guess, there's somebody who puts a timestamp on the video and goes, "Who's gonna tell him?" And this obviously was in regards to the Magnum pistol that you start with having a scope on it. And I mentioned the fact that in the first game, the Magnum does not have a scope, whereas in the second game, it does. And there's a follow-up comment to the original one where someone says, yeah, the original Magnum had a scope, and Halo Reach did too. Well, newsflash, if you watched the video, it's not relevant at all whether any of the other Halo games had scopes on their Magnums. What's relevant is the fact that I mentioned that the assault rifle in the first game actually kind of stood a chance, which in most Halo games, it doesn't, because the pistol just obliterates it at every range. And to be fair, if you hit every shot with your pistol, you're still probably going to do better than the assault rifle, but the assault rifle in Delta Ring 1 actually had a chance, because up close, a lot of the spread and whatnot was mitigated, and because the pistol didn't have a scope and also didn't do a shitload of damage, you could actually win fights. And when you got further out, it was even better, because precision weapons would then have a bigger chance. Because once again, since the pistol didn't have a scope, you couldn't just use it as a pocket DMR that you spawned with every single time you respawned, and it made you actually encouraged to go around and pick up the precision weapons. In the second game, they threw all that out the window by making the pistol do more damage and giving it a scope. I thought I made that pretty clear, but apparently I didn't, because this person's bringing up other Halo games. It doesn't fucking matter if the pistol had a scope in the first game, or if the pistol had a scope in Halo Reach. We're not talking about either of those games. We're talking about the overall balance of it and how much fun it is to play against somebody spawning in with a pocket DMR every time, which, newsflash, isn't fun when everyone immediately just takes out their pistol off spawn, and it feels irrelevant to pick up something like a battle rifle or a DMR or a plasma carbine. Like, none of those end up meaning anything if the pistol is just as effective or so damn near close. And finally, the last comment on here I just had to laugh at. This is so good. This is genuinely hot garbage of a review and obviously a hit piece. There's zero constructive criticism, and you're way too emotional when it comes to reviews, so it makes you extremely untrustworthy. And you downright lie about it being a microtransaction-filled mess when you can literally get all of the cosmetics for absolutely free by just playing the game. Do better. Make sure you actually make an objective review before making videos like these. Or better, just don't make reviews. Well, first of all, it's not a review. I'm not gonna spend 45 minutes going into what constitutes a review and what doesn't. I was just talking about a game that I had played. Actually, 2 games that I had played, which, furthermore, if we circle back, slow your roll there, buddy. A hit piece? You think that I went out of my way to try to tear this game down right from the get-go? You thought that was the goal, despite in the video that you watched, me making it abundantly clear that the original video that I was going to put out, assuming that the first game was the second game, was going to be largely, if not entirely, positive. You missed that part? Because I'm pretty sure if the intended video was a hit piece, then I would have said that the original game was also a piece of shit and garbage and stolen and whatever other things that I said. Like, I can't even start to comprehend how somebody could have watched this video And the biggest takeaway that they could get from it was that it was a hit piece being unfair. Like, no, I played 2 games and one I thought was better even though it was the prequel. That's not a hit piece. Second off, saying there's 0 constructive criticism at all is just hysterical, because you keep talking about subjectivity and emotions, and that's objectively incorrect. We were literally just 2 seconds ago talking about the stuff about the Magnum and the overall balance about it and the way that it gives you a pocket DMR, and that's active constructive criticism. Forgive me for not rewatching this entire video. I'm 100% certain that there was more constructive criticism in this video, but that right there is exactly what you were asking for. So by saying that there's 0, you've just lied and done the exact same thing that you're accusing me of doing. You got so mad at me and so emotional at me that you lied. Why? Why would you do that? I know why you did that, because you thought I wouldn't read this and you thought that it wouldn't go into a video and you thought I wouldn't dissect it. That's why you did it. You just shit this out there because you're an anonymous idiot on the internet. That's why. And lastly, in regards to the game being a microtransaction filled mess, yeah, the problem there with the fact that you mentioned that you can get all the cosmetics for free. Well, newsflash, there are plenty of mobile games and trash-ass freemium games out there where you can technically get all the things for free. It would just take you hours and hours and hours and hours with the little dangly keys in front of your face going, ooh, you could pay though. Any minute you could pay though. And the whole point of even bringing up microtransactions to begin with, which is a point that you apparently completely missed, even though it was literally a cornerstone of the video, is the fact that the first game didn't fucking have any microtransactions. So don't you think it's a downgrade that you went from the first game, which didn't have any, to the second game where they filled the game with a bunch of stuff and paywalled a bunch of stuff that you could get normally in the last game that didn't have microtransactions? You don't think that that should make you scratch your head and go, huh, why did they do that? That seems like an odd choice. It's almost as if they changed the names on all of the weapons and removed all of that stuff and paywalled a bunch of stuff because they wanted to get away with rules that they knew they were breaking. It's not rocket science. You don't need to be a fucking genius to figure this out. It's all in your face and it's all obvious as shit. But apparently not, because it went right over this guy's head, and his only excuse is, I need to be more objective when I'm talking about these things. You know, despite all of the objective things that I addressed. Whatever. So this is just like, I can't win. It's a comment from the Kioki video, which if any of you missed that one, it's basically a Guts and Black Powder like, but it takes place in Japan, and the zombies aren't really zombies, so they kind of have intelligence. It's a whole mess. I don't know. The game's kind of neat if you want to go check it out. But either way, I talked about how the game was kind of neat. I also talked about some of the problems that it had. It wasn't anything too heinous or horrible, but it also wasn't a masterpiece by any stretch. Regardless, I generally liked the game and I recommended it to people, and the response that I got from this guy is, okay, this is just rage bait. This game is crazy unoptimized and barely playable on console. How the fuck does that have anything to do with my video? How is my video rage bait? Because I told people that a game was cool and they should play it, because apparently it's unoptimized for console? Does it look like I'm playing on a console? How the fuck am I supposed to know how it runs on console or mobile or fucking VR? I don't know. I'm playing on a computer. How is my video rage bait for me not knowing things about a platform that you're playing on that I don't play on? That doesn't make any fucking sense. What? I make videos talking about how things suck and people get mad at me and they call it rage bait. I make videos and I talk about games that are cool and people get mad at me and they call it rage bait. Like, fuck off. Or how about shit that just doesn't make any sense? Here's a video from my fish game 4, 5, I don't know. I think it was called Abyss. It was the Dave the Diver clone where they just like blatantly stole a bunch of stuff. There were some comments that I could have taken from there that I just didn't. Like there was one that was talking about how it's clearly inspired and not stolen, and they don't know how they would have done the UI differently. Like, come the fuck on, guys. The UI is identical. It's the fucking same. There's 1,000 ways they could have done the UI differently. They didn't need to just copy paste it completely, but they did. That's the point. Anyways, no, this person just, I don't know. First comment reads, I'm not paying the equivalent of $10 in my currency for a game I can just play for free, praying, crying, dead rose, on a suspected pedo's website with horrible moderation and who may or may not steal your personal info just to chat with other people? What the fuck is he talking about? Actually, what the fuck is he talking about? So, like, Abyss is free, right? Dave the Diver is not free. So I'm assuming that he's talking about paying to play Dave the Diver, but on a suspected pedo's website. So Steam is a suspected pedo's website who may or may not steal your personal info just to chat with other people. But that's Roblox. Roblox, right? Am I not wrong? Roblox is the website that may or may not steal your personal info just to chat with other people. I'm pretty sure that's so. But Abyss isn't $10. You don't pay $10, and he's defending Abyss. I'm fairly certain that this is an Abyss defense comment because it's on the Abyss video where I was very critical. But then he leaves another comment and he says, never mind, Twin, your claim about the way you collect the treasures is absolute truth. It's much worse since the later quests require you to, you'd never guess this, gather geodes. This is the same guy who left both of these. What is going on? What the fuck? My brain is broken. Somebody make sense of this, please. Maybe I'll make like an addendum in the next Daily Dose of Stupid a couple months from now. Somebody please try to explain this to me. I don't know if I'm just fucking stupid. How does this make any sense? What did I miss? I don't know. I don't know. And this last one before we get into Bizarre Lineage is kind of just like the duality of man. These comments were taken from the Dig video, the second one, not the first one. I know not too many people watched that video, so effectively what the second Dig video was about, it was a shooter game, a third-person / first-person shooter, and it also had some building mechanics and stuff where you could dig trenches and whatnot, and you could also build fortifications. So kind of similar to Entrenched and that other game that I can't remember that I also covered a while back. But the problem here was that the shooting mechanics were just atrocious, which in a shooting game, yeah, that's probably pretty important. It also didn't help that the map was incredibly one note. They're all the same. They're just small, empty corridors with barely any cover. It's rough. There's a lot of problems with the game. I talked about all of them in the video, but apparently that wasn't good enough for this guy because he said, how did this man conclude the game sucks while getting everything wrong? Task failed successfully, I guess. Without demonstrating or explaining any of the things that I got wrong or why they're wrong. So what the fuck's the point of this comment? If you're gonna go and leave a comment and just say, you're an idiot, you got everything wrong, but then not explain any of the stuff that I got wrong, what does this serve to prove? The things that I explained why they're bad? Your excuse as to why they're not bad is you're wrong. That's all you got. Okay, well, you're wrong. Gotcha. Anyways, it's funny because there was another comment on here. It's from someone named Professional Boron Harvester, and they say, as someone who's just recently gotten into Dig, I honestly understand where you're coming from with your critique. I actually do like the goofy ass gun system with massive bullet drop off and accuracy, but it's obvious to see why it would be unpopular with many people. So here's someone directly addressing the thing that they didn't agree with and explaining why they didn't agree with it. These comments are right next to each other on the comment section. I don't know. I just can't make this stuff up. I really can't. Oh, and I lied. There was one other comment before Bizarre Lineage, and it was about my video where I was talking about A Block's Journey, which if you saw that, you would know it was an incredibly positive video where I basically had nothing bad to say. And this person says, watching this right after the Bizarre Lineage video, it feels like Eclipse is two different people. I just don't get it. Game good, I like game. Eclipse positive. Game bad, I don't like game. Developers are scumbags. Developers scam people. Developers charge $800 for microtransactions. Developers call their players slurs. Like, developers harbor pedo other developers. Eclipse not happy. Eclipse make a negative video. I don't... different people? Two different people? How is that two different people? If something is good, then I'm positive, and if something is bad, I'm negative. Isn't that normal? Are there people out there who just like, they love everything, even if it sucks, and they think it sucks? And then there are other people who just think everything sucks, even if they like it? Like, man, you know, I was playing fucking Metal Gear Rising the other day, and I think probably by this point, the review of that game would have come out, and I talked about how I loved it. Fuck that game. That game fucking sucks. I love that game, but fuck that game. Like, how does that make any sense? But here we go. Bizarre Lineage. The first one might be the dumbest one on here. It genuinely might. This person says, at 1647, not to play devil's advocate, but besides like a balancing stun mechanic, isn't that what sheer heart attack is? A heat-seeking bomb that can't be destroyed? Like ... You know, we're playing a video game, right? This person genuinely believes that all of the things in games should be lore accurate. That's what this comment is saying. You're aware that if we did that, that time stop would just eradicate basically every single stand in the game. Or the fact that if you got shot with a gun from anything, you're done. That's it. You're out. If this was JoJo and you got blasted with a gun, you're probably in trouble. Or the fact that vampires would be nigh impossible to kill because they'd constantly regenerate everything. You know, that might be a bit of a problem. Or how about, I don't know, maybe over heaven, things that can just change reality to whatever the fuck they want it to be. Maybe that shouldn't be, you know, lore accurate. We're playing a fucking video game, dude. You can't have sheer heart attack be invincible and follow you forever and explode unlimited times in a video game, because things in video games need to have counterplay. You can't just have things that are overpowered in the lore be overpowered, because that isn't fun for a video game. I feel like I'm talking to a toddler, and that's because I probably am talking to a toddler. It's Roblox. Who the fuck am I kidding? Anyways, this next one, good lord. Anything for views nowadays. Bro can't beat the tutorial. We're gonna stop. I'm not even gonna go on yet. I can't beat the tutorial? Are you talking about the same tutorial that the game wouldn't let me beat? Is that the one you're talking about? The one where the active footage in the background of that point of the video is showing me successfully doing the thing the game was asking me to do in the tutorial and it not working. So me not able to complete the tutorial because the game doesn't work is my fucking fault now? It's my fault the tutorial doesn't fucking work? You dipshit? Really? We gotta go on. Microtransaction isn't even here anymore. We're stopping again. I'm going one by one. I don't even care. I'm not gonna give this person the dignity of reading their entire comment at once. Just because they removed an $800 microtransaction from the game doesn't mean that it wasn't there to begin with. And adding an $800 microtransaction to the game is fucked up on like 500 levels. You shouldn't forgive that. People already paid for it. There are people that already bought it. But it gets worse. It gets worse. Oh, it gets worse. Because right now you can't even fucking play Bizarre Lineage. Yeah, that's right. The game doesn't fucking exist. Maybe by the time you're seeing this video, it'll be back up. I don't know. But the point is, as it currently stands, at the time of recording this video, you can't fucking play it. So even if you did spend $800 on the goddamn microtransaction before they took it away, you just wasted your fucking money because the game is privated. You can't fucking play it. You don't think that's a problem? No, apparently not. Enemies fight back. Can't even get a C rank on the Kira raid, which I did with one of the worst stands. This guy's a fucking moron. This guy's a fucking moron. Either he's lying or he's a fucking moron. Because you know what? I guarantee that I know what happened here. You know what happened here is I bet you those motherfuckers over there after they saw my video were like, oh shit. And they probably went in and changed the raid and made it so it was actually possible to complete. And this dumb motherfucker is looking at the game that I played like 3 days after it came out, where where it was a complete shithole, untested trash. And he's comparing that to after they knee-jerked when I put my own video out talking about how it was fucking bullshit. And now he thinks that he's hot shit because he did it with the worst stand in the game when they made it trivial and way easier. You have the footage on screen. You can see what the game was like. You can see why it's bullshit. And you're saying that I had the skill issue because the game was fucking broken. I can't do this. I can't fucking do this. We're moving on. The final comment of Bizarre Lineage, because I can't take any more of this. I just can't. There's no way. Gang looks like a pred. That's all you got. That's what you're working with. Your final statement. Hey man, that guy looks like a predator. Gotcha. Owner of the game, working with well-known Predator developer. That guy looks like a predator. Ha! Gotcha, bitch!